Hey everybody, it's me. So I'm going to try my first get ready with me video. I've never done anything like this before, but I think I have it figured out with the editing to make it work. I'm going to be doing a tutorial slash get ready with me with the new L'Oreal La Palette Nude 1. And I showed you guys these on my Instagram not too long ago. I finally got to pick them up, so I was really excited to get in and use them. I did use them one time before this, so it's not necessarily a first impressions, but I'll give you guys the gist. These are really worth it, and I'm really glad that the drugstore came out with them. I can't stay too long in chat because I'm actually super late for work, as always now. So cut to me with no makeup on in a few seconds, so be ready for that. And let me know what you guys think about the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! Okay guys, so here we go. That's usually what people do with their face when they have no makeup on, so let's try that. I'm going to get started with the Dior Pore Minimizing Primer, and this is something I like to apply with my hands. What I do is I just kind of dab it on the areas where I feel I have large pores, and then I'll continue to spread that around the rest of my face, just to make sure that my skin has an even texture, and it'll allow me to get my foundation on a little bit more smoothly but by the time that I get to that. Next, I'm going to go in with the Clarins UV40 in the shade Light. I apologize for you guys not being able to really see the products. I'm still working on my lighting, and by working on my lighting, I mean I'm just going to keep using natural light instead of buying lights that I can't afford right now, so that's what that is. I'm just applying this with a damp beauty blender. You guys will be probably surprised at the amount of coverage that this foundation gives. It is just a mineral sunscreen that has a tint to it, but the color is really, really nice and it covers quite well. So on days that it's quite sunny, I'll just opt to wear this instead of a foundation, and it will get me through the entire day. These voiceovers are so awkward. I guess I could have sped the video up, but I feel like you guys would like to see the actual application. I make sure always as well to take that color down my neck. That one matches me quite well, but sometimes I'll use foundations that are a little bit too dark because I do self-tan a lot in the summer. So it's important to always drag your foundation down your neck, and that way you just ensure that you don't have that line of demarcation, which is my nemesis when it comes to makeup application. I absolutely can't stand it. Alright, blend out those creases. What I'm doing now is I'm just grabbing some face wipes, and I'm just going to take the residue of foundation off of my lips because I can't stand it when I do my makeup and I feel like I look dead when my foundation colors my lip. I just can't have it. So we're just going to take some of that off with a cleansing wipe, and awkward smile. There we go. And let's see what I'm reaching for next here. So that is the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Light. This is something that I like. It's fine. It's not something necessarily that I'm running out to repurchase, but it's what I have on hand, so I'm going to use it. I will say with this concealer, it's really important that you guys work quickly with it. It's not something... If you're somebody that puts your concealer all over your face and then goes in to blend everything, that might not work as well. It's really nice to do it just one section at a time because the formula does dry quite quickly. And once it dries down, it's really hard to blend. It can get a little bit too dry. So just remember that when using this concealer, just work quickly and you'll more than likely like the results. Redness around the nose. Usually a little bit on the chin. There we go. Okay, so this is now brows. This is a Quo palette, and this is something that you can get at Shoppers Drug Mart. You can get these year-round, and they do them for every collection that they come out with. So they're always the same. They have one tiny little wax, and they have two different powder colors, and they work for most people, for most colorings, and I really like the formula of this. They're super easy to use. So I'm just going to extend my tail a little bit here and do all of my filling in. I actually haven't even used the wax yet. I don't have super unruly brows, And on days that I feel like maybe I need to trim them or they're getting a little out of hand, I'll usually just use my Benefit Gimme Brow for that. But this is a product that will last you forever. I can't see anyone ever coming to the bottom of it. And if anyone does, they should get another free one. Just an opinion. Brows are so hard. Do you guys ever find that some days you have a really good brow day and others you just can't do it? The days that I feel like I can't get my brows to look decent enough, I will just reach for that Benefit Gimme Brow, and it just does the job every time. But there's some days that I just can't do it. It's like winged eyeliner. It can sense your fear. I'm sitting in my car outside of work, and I figured I'd try to get this voiceover done while I have a few extra minutes. And there's a man walking by, and I think he can hear me. Might need to lock my doors. Hold on. Yeah, he definitely heard that. Okay, so we're going on to bronzer. Back to the video. This is the MAC Skin Finish. I think it's one of the mineralized skin finish. It's from the Aquatics line. And this is something that I'm just going to put all over the face. I'm not necessarily going to do any contouring with it. I just want to warm up my complexion and hit the high points of my face. The reason that I love this bronzer so much is I really like the finish that it gives on the skin. It's almost like a gel, like it's a powder product, but it really comes off as a more creamy texture, and it looks super natural. Alright, so that is the new Milani blush in Romantic Rose, and as you can see, I have been obsessed with that ever since I got it. I've only had it for probably about, I don't know, a week, and it has been completely rocking my world. And when I was watching this video over, look how I apply blush. I smile, which is normal, and I kind of start off innocently enough. And then by the end of it, I'm just going all over my face. Up on my forehead, on my temples. I love blush. Oh, little dancing. There we go. Finally, okay, so here's the palette that we've all been waiting for. So this is the L'Oreal La Palettes Nude 1. And I'm going to tap as I go along just to show you guys what colors I'm using. So for this one, I'm going to go in with the lightest color and do this as a highlight. I'm using the brush that came with the palette as well. One side is a tiny brush and one side is actually a sponge tip applicator. And I used both of those in this video, but I did feel it necessary to pull in some other brushes from my collection. The palette itself is actually nice and large, so if you wanted to put your own brush in it when you travel, you'd definitely be able to fit it. It's a lot longer than most palettes. So that third shade there, I'm just going to use that like a transition shade and throw that in the crease. And I do tap these powders off before I use them because I do find that they do kick up a little bit of powder when you put your brush in them. But once I tapped off my brush, I got zero fallout. Like I didn't have to go back in and clean up my face at all afterwards. And let me tell you something, the mattes in these palettes can definitely compete with a more higher end brand. Absolutely. I'm super happy with them. And while I have a minute here, while I'm just blending all of that out, I got both of them and I started playing with both, and originally I thought I was really going to like the first one, but I actually ended up really liking the second one, and it shocked me because usually I don't go for more kind of cool toned colors like that, but the looks that I've done with the second one have been absolutely beautiful. So if you're not someone that really likes cool colors, it still might be worth looking into because the swatches are beautiful. I'm so happy with these palettes. They retail for $29.99, which is a lot, I understand, for a drugstore, but the quality that you're getting is seriously similar to that of like Urban Decay. So I'm just going in with that bronze shade there, and I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. Even the shimmers blend out really nicely. Shimmers usually, when you get a palette, the shimmers are usually always the best formula. I feel like those must be a lot easier for companies to make, but it's when the matte formulas are really good, that's what impresses me. Because usually matte eyeshadows are so cakey and powdery and they're a little bit hard to blend. So I was super happy with that. After I apply this bronze shade here on the lid, I'm going to go in with the almost like a champagne-y color, and I'm going to spray it with Fix Plus. That's when the palette really gets impressive. I'm just mixing some of those brown colors there. I'm putting that on my lower lash line. I don't always put makeup on my lower lash line. Sometimes I feel like it makes the eye look more balanced when you have it. But other times I find that it just honestly looks messy and I'll end up taking it off and just wearing bottom lash mascara. Which is actually something I wanted to ask you guys about. Do you guys wear bottom lash mascara? Because a lot of my friends don't. And I never noticed until we had the conversation about it. And now it's like I feel like I don't know who they are. Like, who doesn't wear bottom lash mascara? I need it. So there's the MAC Fix Plus. That's what I'm going to be spraying my brush with to get it wet before I go into that champagne shade. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap that on the inner corner. And I'm also going to put it right on the middle of the lid, just to try to give a little bit of a brightening effect there. It's almost like a foiled effect. If you're familiar with the Magnificent Metals collection from Stila, it gives a very similar look to that, but it's a lot easier to work with. And again, there was zero fallout. Just going to go in with the brush there with the remaining product and blend everything out again. You can never do too much blending. No matter how late you are, whatever colors you're working with, if you just keep blending, you're fine. So there's the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. This stuff is amazing. And look at me blink. This is another thing I didn't know about myself until I started making videos. I blink rapidly when I put my mascara on. Does anybody else do that? Like, I must blink maybe, I don't know, what, 50 times? It's crazy. I've been reaching for that Essence mascara over my Stila mascara, over my Hypnose mascara, all of my higher end Holy Grails. And it retails for $4.99. You can get it at Shoppers Drug Mart. That was a really, really good find so far. And the packaging is adorable. Some people might think it's a little cheesy, but whatever. I'm a little cheesy. Alright, so once we finish up here with the lashes, I believe I'm going to go on to, the Smashbox Primer Water. So this is something that they recommend 1 to 2 sprays. As you can see, I overuse that product to the max. And this is my Laura Mercier Highlight 101 Matte Baked Radiance Powder. This is one of my absolute favorite highlighters of all time. And somehow I forgot to put it on before my setting spray, but that's alright. Just hitting the top of the cheekbones and the Cupid's bow. This is the Josie Maran Creamy Oil for Lips. And I'm just going to apply this really quickly with my finger. I was super late by this time, so I was just like, get me the H out of the door. So I'm just going to pull those bobby pins out of my hair. The struggle here is real. Yeah, that's not good. But once I get my bobby pins out, I am all set. And there you go. I hope you guys like this look. Talk to you soon. Bye.